everybody. Sorry, I'm late. Sorry, just like by what, 5 minutes? Shout out to us. I am so sorry I'm late. How many people we got in the house? Hold up, let me see. Hold up. I got 34 people in the house. Guys, hit the like button, okay? Shout out to you guys. Is it Monday? It's Monday. You know what? Let's start this right. Let's do our little, I have not been able to, get this intro, song chopped up, but let's get it going. Let's get the blood flow going. Here we go. Hopefully y'all can hear it. Let me know.
Hit that like. Welcome to the chat. Let's chit chat.
Everybody come through. Hey,
hit that like.
Happy birthday.
Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. Drop some rabbits. Drop some rabbits. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. Drop some rabbits. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. If you want the tea, come see me. Rabbit hole is the place to be for real news, not fake news. Celebrity news, breaking news around the clock. Real talk, best on the block. I rock. Real talk, best on the block. I rock. Hit that like. Welcome to the chat. Let's chit chat. Hit that like. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. True crime. That's me. It's my specialty. Sticking to reality. Exploring, investigating, researching, analyzing, being nosy, super nosy, getting messy, getting shady. Down the rabbit hole news, that's me. The chick with ADHD, unmedicated, but quite educated. Talking about cults, trying to get results. Hit that like. Welcome to the chat. Let's chit chat. Hit that like. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. Hit that like. Let's go. Let's start the show.
Oh my goodness, y'all. We got some information dropping through. Hold up. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Let's go. Thank you, guys. Wake up. All right. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Let me remove this because it'll be like replay. Okay, hold up. We got some information coming through that is not on this title. Yes, hit that like. You tell him, Wim. Are you awake, Wim? Shout out to Wim. Wim is up. Yes, everybody. Pika. All my mods are here, I think. For the most part. What's up with my mouse? Welcome, everybody. Okay, so I'm looking at this. Diddy docket. Motion denied. Sean Combs moves for discovery on evidentiary hearing on alleged government leaks of case information. For the following reasons, the motion is denied. The court is sensitive to Combs' concerns. Okay, so let me read this so that I understand what's going on. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Okay, it says, opinion and order as to Sean Combs. Motion for hearing filed by Sean Combs. Defendant Sean Combs moves for discovery and an evidentiary hearing on alleged government leaks on the case. Okay, so you guys remember when they said that Agnifilo had accused the government of leaking that CNN Cassie video, the one that's being used to basically charge Diddy? For the following reasons, the motion is denied. The court is sensitive to Combs' concerns about the publication of stories claiming to disclose inside information about his case from unnamed federal law enforcement sources who are involved in the investigation. The court has already taken steps in this regard, and it's open to tailor specific applications for relief as this case continues. The court once again reminds the government and its agents that it's if specific information comes to light showing that they leaked prohibited information, actions will be taken. And the court reminds the public that whether the government can't prove Combs guilty in this case will turn on the evidence presented at trial, not in a trial by newspapers or the court of public opinion. I think that's what he means. Okay, so cases are too often tried in newspapers before they are tried in court, and the cast of characters in the newspaper trial too often differs greatly from the real persons who appear at the trial in the court, who may have to suffer its distorted consequences. The clerk of courts is directed to term DKR 30. Okay, so I guess that's the ruling, is that they are not going to be moves for discovery on evidentiary hearing on alleged government leaks of case. For the following reason, the motion is denied. So, I mean, I guess they're going to keep an eye on any leaking, if there's any leaking of information at this point. But at this point, I mean, it's nothing, I guess. Listen, Diddy withdrew his motion to apply for bail. He's like, no, I'm not doing this again. I'm done. Like, I think he just needs to sit it out and wait it out in jail. Okay, that's or yeah, in jail, because he's not in prison. He needs to wait and sit it out and kind of go from there. I mean, what do y'all think? But he's impatient, and they're making a lot of allegations that the government leaked stuff, and it's not just Agnifilo. You also have like I have a lot of questions about the CNN tape, right? Like, not the context, but I have questions about, first of all, why who leaked it? How did CNN get it? Why wait until 2024 to leak it? Who was sitting on it? Who's got copies of this? And also, what else did they find at the raids? Like, there's a lot of Diddy questions that have still pondered me in 2024 and have stayed in my mind and will not go away. So, yeah. I think we just have to be open-minded to the thing that, there's probably more we'll never know. There's so much more that we will never know. Aduko, thank you for becoming a member. Shout out to you, love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? This is an update. Excuse me. This is an update. Listening from work. Shout out to call me Vicky. Thank you, love. Everybody come through. I'm letting those notifications go out. You said I think Cassie might have leaked it. You think so? It might have been her. I'm not really sure. At this point, it doesn't say who it is and who didn't leak it, who has it, who had a copy of it. I have a lot of questions about the leaking of this. Now, do we have another update on Diddy's court? Hold up. I think we have another update. Give me one sec, y'all. Da-da-da. Oh, shit. Here we go. We have another update. Here's a letter. So, curtains raised for December 18th. Combs intends to file a letter today requesting the court modify the protective orders to require the U.S. to designate a small substance of discovery material from inspection only to attorney possession only. Story coming. This was submitted today to the judge. And it says the parties respectfully submit this joint letter in response to the court's order date December 12, 2024, directing the parties to outline the issues the parties believe should be addressed at the pretrial conference scheduled to proceed December 18, 2024. So the pretrial conference is this week? Huh? The government is on track to complete production of the discovery currently on its possessions by December 31st, 2024. Certain discovery, however, may be produced after that date. For example, due to technology limitations, the government may not yet been able to extract every electronic device. Now, going back to the hearings, I can't remember how many devices they collected from like homes, properties. There were some that they couldn't extract. If y'all remember the hearing, I think this was in October, where they talked about how many devices they were going through. The government did. So they will be produced promptly. Moreover, as noted previously, the government's investigation is ongoing, and the government will continue to produce discoverable material as it is received on a rolling basis. This may include, among other things, records received in responding to outstanding or new subpoenas or other legal processes. With respect to the defense statement that it intends to write the court regarding the government's Brady disclosure to date, the defense raised a question about the government's November 21st, 2024 discovery letter for the first time on December 15, 2024. The government seeking court intervention, particularly given that the government's discovery production in this matter has not yet been completed. So where are they at with the discovery? Where's all this stuff? Like, does it really take this long to, get information from devices that they've been holding on to? Let me know. I mean, I'm not an expert, y'all. Maybe y'all can let me know what y'all think. James, thank you for becoming a member, love. Shout out to you, James. James. Thank you. Maybe a part of the discovery, which is that he might have settled the next day. I'm just wondering. Wim said that he leaked the video. Don't tell anybody. Wim's got jokes. Sylvia, did you leak the video? Let me know. You said redirecting the narrative, he will likely walk. It's about who you know and what they want to keep secrets. Yeah, I mean, let me know. Y'all don't be calling TMZ, stop. But honestly, why the hell is the government taking so long with their information? You said y'all wasn't there to see, just tell the news. I guess I can't have an opinion, right? Martine Coleman. Yeah, you're right. I wasn't there. I'll just talk about the news. Thank you. Thank you for telling me what to do on my channel. Shout out to you. Okay, let's keep going. And then it says defense position. The defense intends to file a letter with the court today requesting that the court modify the terms of the protective order to require the government to redesignate a small subset of the discovery materials currently designated as inspection only to attorney possession. We have met and conferred with the government on these materials, and discussions are at, is that it? At, and then it cuts off there. Okay. So I guess we won't know. I mean, this sounds like it's a joint, agreement. Let me know. You said it doesn't appear like the feds got it all from the raid. Where did they get it from? You know what I mean? Yes. Okay. Iron Rabbit, thank you. Breaking encryption takes time. Okay, thank you for saying this, because you're right. Like, maybe there's an issue with encryption, maybe, and I'm not an expert at all. I'm just a commentator on a YouTube channel. So God knows what this is exactly. Maybe it will get there, but I mean, it is taking a minute. I'll say that. But I do wonder, what is it that they have in evidence? Y'all realize that there's some things we will never know? There's probably pictures, videos, things that we will never know. You know what I mean? It's crazy, but we will never truly know what had happened. Okay. Now, here's another story or situationship that I need to understand. All right. I'm seeking to understand this. Okay. Because here's a 26-year-old. I think his name is it Suchir Balaji? Suchir Balaji. OpenAI whistleblower found dead in San Francisco apartment. Handsome, young whistleblower found dead in apartment. You seen that article, Pika? See, my listen, my little tingling sensations was like, what is this all about? Okay, what is this all about? Did y'all hear about this? Let me know. Okay, so here you go. An OpenAI researcher turned whistleblower has been found dead in an apartment in San Francisco, authorities said. Now, let me just say this. I mean, I felt like the OpenAI thing, like, we have whistleblowers now on this thing? Huh? Like, what happened exactly? What was he, like, accusing people? Shell, thank you for becoming a member. I think you were already a member, love. If you were new to it, thank you. Shout out to you, love. I feel like I've seen you before. Rabbit is going to pull out her hair. Yes, I am, and I just got it done. Don't do this to me. Don't do this. Let me know. You said, what do I think? I think you get more and more confused by the hour. It's like a giant ball of yarn that's all tangled up, and I don't know where to start. Mary Reno, you ain't never lied, Mary. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. You said, oh, this is why I'm so vocal. Huh. Well, okay. So 26-year-old found dead. All right. And he is a researcher turned whistleblower. Listen, for me, the whistleblower part, that's it. That's all. That says to me that we're not protecting our whistleblowers. Okay. The body of Suchi Balaji, I think Balaji, 26, and I'm sorry, I'm not saying the name right, was discovered on the 26th of November after police said that they received a call asking officers to check on his well-being. The San Francisco Medical Examiner's Office determined his death to be suicide and police found no evidence of foul play. In recent months, Mr. Balaji had publicly spoken out against artificial intelligence companies, OpenAI's practices, which had been fighting a number of lawsuits relating to its data gathering practices. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. That right there, I even get the chills right there. Okay. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Okay. This is like, wow. Okay. Um, they're trying to build a stupid ass computer in Memphis called XAI that's funded by Elon himself. He's going to do environmental damage. Memphis, watch. Huh. You said he committed S because he went against the company to expose them. See what I'm saying? Something's not right. You said I heard this and right away thought it was sketchy. Is immediately 26 years old. 26 wow. Okay. All right. And it says in October, the New York Times published an interview with Mr. Balaji in which he alleged that OpenAI had violated US copyright law while developing its popular Chat GPT online chat box. The article said that after working at the company for 4 years as a researcher, Mr. Balaji said Mr. Balaji had come to the conclusion that OpenAI's use of copyrighted data to build Chat GPT violated the law and that technologies like Chat GPT were damaging the internet. Well, people are swearing by Chat GPT now. Like, first of all, I think that the internet is damaged as AF itself. But that's just an opinion of mine. I personally, I feel like the internet is already damaged. OpenAI says its models are trained on publicly available data. Mr. Balaji left the company in August, telling the New York Times he had since been working on personal projects. So he grew up in California, but before going to study computer science at the University of California, Berkeley. A spokesperson for OpenAI said in a statement cited by CNBC News that it was devastated to learn of this incredibly sad news today. And our hearts go out to Suchir's family during the difficult time. Wait a minute. OpenAI, this whistleblower spoke against you. And you said, we're so sad by the situation. Yeah, we got a lot of lawsuits. But I'm just, we're just very sad about this. We wish the family, you know, greatness during this time. It's so weird. Okay. Right, right. I don't even know what to say about this, but that's their statement. US and Canada news publishers, including the New York Times, and a group of best-selling writers, including John, is it Grisham, have filed lawsuits claiming that the company was illegally using news articles to train its software. Okay. The OpenAI told the BBC in November its software is grounded in fair use and related international copyright principles that are fair for creators and support innovators. Okay. So, yeah. What do y'all think about this story? Is it sketch? Is that's been ruled as suicide? Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. It's a lot of information. It don't sound right, in my opinion. But that's just me. Okay. Let's talk about another situation here. All right, because y'all remember I told you guys about Michael Moore, and I guess Michael Moore has come out swinging, 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 swinging. I'm not going to tamp it down. Tamp it down? Tamp it down? Michael Moore welcomes anger stirred by Luigi Mangione. Michael Moore, for those that we talked about Michael Moore when the Luigi Mangione situation was happening. I told you guys Michael Moore did the Bowling for Columbine and Sicko documentaries, and he was doing these in like the very early 2000s. When Michael Moore came out, he was literally, I think, at that time, I don't know about now and where he stands on a lot of things, but I mean, I was a fan. On a lot of the things that he stood by, because he wasn't afraid to challenge the status quo. And living in Colorado around the time of Columbine, and having him do a documentary about Bowling for Columbine, gun laws, and all the stuff that happens and the people that have been affected by gun laws. And then also coming forward and talking about the healthcare system, which to me, out of all the documentaries, Sicko was probably my favorite, because it really challenged the mental health and healthcare system in our country, and it has yet to get better. So when I heard about Luigi Mangione, I immediately thought about Michael Moore and his documentary, and how, like, what has really changed when that documentary came out, what, in 2008, and here we are in 2024. What has really changed? What oversight have we had? Yes, you have this young man, whatever his motives were, regardless, but there was a message behind the things that he did, right? Money or no money. But what has really changed from everything? Not much. Not much. Yeah, the documentary was very good, in my opinion. But that's just me. You see, I saw his statement and I watched Fahrenheit 9/11. Did you watch Fahrenheit? I don't think he's making documentaries anymore. I don't know. I haven't seen any more that he's made. But I would like I just feel like, yeah, Michael Moore is still Christine's like he's still alive. Shout out, happy birthday to you, Christine, by the way. Yes, Michael Moore is still alive. I don't know how old he is, but he's still alive. Shout out to him. Okay. So he says filmmaker Michael Moore, who was named in a manifesto found in the backpack of accused killer Luigi Mangione, has declared that he wants to pour gasoline on American anger against the health insurance industry. He's going to Michael, are you coming out of retirement to do a documentary? That's what the people want to know, because I want to know what you got. Listen, I thought Sicko was great. What are we doing? So Luigi Mangione had this manifesto and it included a bunch of people on there. Okay. He did. The director of such documentaries as Bowling for Columbine, Fahrenheit 9/11, and Sicko wrote that media outlets repeatedly asked whether he wanted to condemn murder after his work, as cited by Mangione, the 26-year-old who has been charged in the shooting death of the United Healthcare chief executive Brian Thompson on a New York City street. Okay. In a post on the subscription-based platform Substack, Moore wrote that there have been an immediate outpouring of anger towards the health insurance industry after Thompson's death. Some people have stepped forward to condemn this anger, he wrote. I am not one of them. The anger is 1000% justified. It is long overdue for the media to cover it. It is not new. It has been boiling, and I'm not going to tamp it down. Is it tamp it down? Or ask people to shut up. I want to pour gasoline on the anger. So even though he's been included in this little manifesto, he does not want to, he's not going to like try to tame it down. He's not going to try to like, stop it. He's going to pour gasoline on it. What do y'all think? Let me know. Thank you. Oh yeah. Oh, please do. Thank you, Pika. That's why y'all got brunches. Please do. I don't care for the disrespect. Thank you. You said it's time to feed the narrative? Well, okay. So where it's been a couple days now since what I want to say a week now since the murder of the CEO. Like, where do you guys stand at this point? Michael Moore, I think, is pretty much saying, like, listen, I'm not going to like tame somebody's, tell people to calm down about their anger of this. It's weird because at the end of the day, he also did Bowling for Columbine, which was like the gun laws and people getting guns and then using those guns to shoot people. But this is interesting because now he's got a person who shot a person in the healthcare industry. Like, it's like, whoa, okay, so you've spoken about the healthcare industry and being against it. Here's this man also speaking about the NRA being against their practices. Huh. Okay. See how that works. He said, I agree. The anger is justified. Luigi's actions are not acceptable. I don't think he was saying what he did is right, but the anger is justified. Thank you, Remards. I agree. I think the anger is justified. It's been coming up for many years and the media doesn't cover it unless it directly affects them. There's not a lot of oversight in the healthcare system. So, yeah, you are absolutely right. At this point, I believe the opposite of what the government and news outlets says, KL. You're not the only one, KL, and I don't blame you for taking that stance. I actually think that sometimes you kind of have to, you have to be opposed to certain things because you just have to be. If you follow the manual of other people or the government, it's not going to happen. He said he's done a lot, exposed 9/11, exposed Columbine. I would love to see a doc about this, what Michael would uncover. Yeah, I just don't know if he would do it anymore. I mean, I think that, when was the last Michael Moore documentary? Hold up. Let's see. I feel like he did one. Michael Moore documentary. The latest was in 2018. Yeah, when he released Fahrenheit 9/11, a documentary about the 2016 United States presidential election and the presidency of Donald Trump. Yep, that's what he did. And then he executive produced Planet of the Humans, a documentary about the environmental movement. He's done, I mean, like I said, Michael Moore came out at a time where people were really afraid to push the narrative and everything. And his Substack, you could watch some of his movies on his Substack. I'm looking at this. Look at this. But I mean, it's been a minute since Michael Moore has done anything. And so I think it's him saying that, people being angry is justified. But the problem that I have, and I continue to ask, is what is going to change? What is going to change out of everything? Oh, yes. And in the Flint, Michigan situation too, the water. Kiriku, thank you. Wasn't it the water? Yeah, we all know the system is broken. I'm not sure the public has a clear picture of his anger, says Shell. Shell, say more. What you mean? Like, say more. Anger justified, Merker not. Thank you, Sylvia. Tell the people to hit that like button. Julie says he's old. I don't know if he can do another documentary. Hey, me and Taz. Shout out to you. Let me know what y'all think. I'm kind of curious. I think that, like I said, it's justified, but what are people going to do about it? People get angry all the time. What do they do? What y'all going to do about your anger? And I'm not talking about go murder a bunch of people. Like, that's not the point of it. Thank you. Yes, the lead in the water. Thank you for saying this. But what are people going to do about the things that they are putting out there? Laws that are being passed? What should we be angry about? Well, what's going on? But anyways, okay, so he says Mangione's manifesto referred to how Michael Moore was one of those who exposed corruption and greed in American for-profit healthcare industry. He did expose that in the Sicko documentary. In Sicko, his 2007 Oscar-nominated documentary. It's interesting how you can nominate Oscars, can be nominated for documentaries, right? But yet, like, oh, it's good enough for an Oscar, but not good enough for global change or, laws to be changed in America. More unfavorably compared the American healthcare and pharmaceutical industries with the universal healthcare in Canada and the UK and Cuba. I remember that part in Cuba when he did that comparison. People were not very happy about his comparison with Cuba. We were still working on figuring out what we were going to do with, Cuba. Moore posted that there is a whopping 1.4 million people employed with the job of denying healthcare versus only 1 million doctors in the entire country. We pay more people to deny care than to give it. Ain't that the truth? 1 million doctors to give care, 1.4 million brutes in cubicles doing their best to stop doctors from giving that care. That's true. I have to rewatch Sicko. I'm gonna have to rewatch Sicko. Maybe we need to do that. So we can understand. Not that I would justify murder. Please note that. But like, why would Mangione quote Michael Moore? And I'm just saying, like I said, that Sicko is a profound documentary. I will say that. If the purpose of healthcare is to keep people alive, then what is the purpose of denying people health care other than to kill them? I definitely condemn that kind of murder. Thank you, Michael Moore. Moore called for the replacement of the system with the same health care that every other civilized country on earth has. Police believe Mangione's motive was unanimous towards the health care insurance industry in corporate America. They found a 3-page handwritten document that expressed disdain for the healthcare business. His Reddit comments indicate that he had been struggling for years with increasingly debilitating back pain. The week after the shooting, wanted posters with the name and his face of healthcare executives had appeared on the streets of New York, while hit lists have circulated online with the warnings that industry leaders should be afraid. Florida woman Brianna Boston has been charged with threatening to conduct an act of terrorism for allegedly threatening her health insurance provider during a phone conversation. Oh, shit. Police say she used the words delay, deny, depose, referring to the words found on the bullet casings. Well, okay, wait a minute. And please note that this was also written in a book in 2010? So all right. So, referring to the words found on the bullet casing found at the scene of Thompson's killing, adding "you people are next" at the end of a phone call in which she unsuccessfully challenged Blue Cross Blue Shield denial of her insurance claim. So now we're gonna be getting people calling insurance companies saying, "Listen, you're next." That's crazy. That's not okay though. I mean, honestly, let me know what y'all think. You said if it's true, I hope she. Ooh, okay, Raul. Shout out to you. Hold up. Let's see. I wonder if Mangione was planning on unaliving more CEOs. If he got away with it, probably. Like if he didn't get caught, but a part of me thinks that he wanted to get caught. If he was back, if he had like back pain, debilitating back pain and whatnot, yeah, I would think that would happen. You know what I mean? I don't know. What do y'all think about that? I work insurance. We're in the crosshairs right now. He's like, listen, I'm trying to like work the insurance. You know what though? But that's true. Like Ingrid, shout out to Ingrid. Ingrid said that she also worked United. So some folks are feeling some type of way about this. Rabbit, interesting city person just dropped another Diddy doc at no, oh yes, we did read that earlier. Was there another one? Oh, more updates, y'all. More updates. Shout out to you guys. Thank you guys for being here. Oh shit. Hold up. Let me see. I'm telling you, man, it's like one thing after another. Okay, real quick. Let me switch over here. But y'all, let me know what you guys think. Listen, here's the question that I have. If we're able to do a review of really, I'll check it out right now, Gordon. Thank you. Shout out to BJ. I know she's reviewing it. If I'm able to do a review of Michael Moore's Sicko, that'd be cool if we could do it. We could do a review of Sicko. But I have to figure out how to because it's the copyright and all that other stuff. Specifically maybe things that Sicko might have said that where did we stand? Do we believe? How do we feel? Which share says, I still believe he was framed. In my opinion, different backpack and no unibrow. Which you're not the only one who feels that way. Honestly, I don't believe you're not the only one that feels that way. There's some folks that feel like he was framed. And if he was framed, then you know what the scary part is we got more people out there that are willing to take out CEOs. And, then people are justified to, be scared. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I definitely think that there's more to it. Like, did he act alone? Comments getting banned, says comment mama. What comments are getting banned? I see your comment, love. Sometimes if you're cursing, If you're not misspelling the cursey words, yeah, they do get banned. It's scary because I don't think, honestly, which I don't think he acted alone. I'm gonna say that there had to be somebody else in there. So I'm wondering about that too. You know what I mean? It's a lot to speculate, that's for sure. Okay. Let's go and look at this Diddy doc real quick. So the judge has rejected Sean Diddy Combs' request for the evidentiary hearing, which we just read on the alleged government leaks. He says there's no indication of federal agents gave CNN the video of Combs assaulting Cassie in a hotel hall. So hold up. And shout out to Megan Cuniff for posting this on Twitter. Thank you, Megan. I don't think we need sound on this. Thank you, everybody. Come through, hit that like button, please, and thank you. Hey, Kim, how are you? Okay, so this is opinion and order. So this is from the judge. Defendant Combs moves for discovery and an evidentiary hearing on alleged government leaks of case. For the following reason, the motion is denied. Combs alleged that the government, primarily through the Department of Homeland Security, has engaged in a 7-month campaign involving strategic leaks of grand jury material. Okay. Right now, the motion seeks discovery and an evidentiary hearing related to the alleged leaks. Although Combs forecasts that he may ultimately ask for suppression of evidence, of certain evidence, or dismissal of the indictment, while Combs identifies numerous alleged leaks, the heart of his dispute with the government, is a 2016 video from the Intercontinental Hotel in Los Angeles that Combs alleges was leaked by the government and broadcast on CNN. Federal Rule of Criminal Procedure states that a matter occurring before the grand jury must not be disclosed by an attorney for the government or any government personnel that an attorney for the government considers necessary to assist in performing that attorney duty to enforce federal criminal law. To obtain an evidentiary hearing on an alleged breach of this rule, the defendant must establish a prima facie case of a violation. And we've talked about prima facie here, but let me pull the legal definition because here it is. Prima facie is for those that don't understand, prima facie is a Latin term that means at first sight or on its face. It refers to evidence that seems sufficient to prove a case unless it contradicts by other evidence. Okay, my friends. All right, my friends. So that's what prima facie. The defendant must establish a prima facie case of violation. Okay. In determining whether the required showing has been made, the court should examine, among other factors, whether the media reports disclose matters occurring before the jury, whether the media report disclosed a source as one prohibited under Rule 6E, and 3, evidence presented by the government to rebut allegations of a violation of 6E. Okay, so they're quoting here some quotes. The defendant must first make a prima facie showing that there have been disclosures of a matter or matters occurring before the grand jury, and that the source of disclosure was an attorney or agent of the government. This requirement a relatively lighter showing when the primary relief sought is an evidentiary hearing, not dismissal of indictment. Okay. So as to searches of Combs' homes, he argues the presence of media on the scene made it clear that the DHS alerted the media prior to search in order to maximize exposure. But of course, the searches, which were executed pursuant to warrants, were not themselves matter occurring before the grand jury. Combs provides no basis to suggest that there have been violations of any of the rules listed there. Okay. And it keeps going. That let's see, I'm trying not to read the quotes. If that information might later be present to the grand jury, whether it was obtained independently from the grand jury and did not disclose matters occurring before the grand jury. All right, information produced by a criminal investigation that parallels but is independent of a grand jury investigation is not subject to Rule 6E, provisions on disclosure. Okay, as to the Intercontinental Hotel video, Combs says not carried his burden to show that the government leaked it to CNN. So Mark Agnifilo and team, what did you guys have to show that the government leaked the CNN, like the federal agents leaked the CNN video, leaked the video to CNN? Like, what do they have to show for that? But that is the $1,000,000 question: is how the hell did CNN get that video? How is it? Hey, Steven, how are you, love? How is it? How did it happen? Let me know. You said, I think it's funny that he keeps harping about this video being leaked. Dude, you paid for it to hide it. Let's talk about that. Christine, can I just tell you that I always love your comments, because you always be coming in here like, hello, Diddy. What do you let's talk about the fact that you so mad that you're alleging that the government leaked it, but dude, you paid for this video. How do we know the hotel people didn't leak it? We Hey, my shorty, how are you, love? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ooh, as a Canadian, I heard Canadians are doing a lot better in their healthcare system. Shout out to the Canadians. But honestly, like, let me know what y'all think about that. That is like, Diddy over here arguing, you over here arguing, and yet you over here paid for this shit. Now we know. Now we not supposed to point that. You know, I think Christine would be freaking awesome at a court hearing. Christine, I need you to come to court with me, and you be pointing out the bullshit that you're like, wait a minute, girl. Like, hold up. You really gonna argue with the government when the intercontinental people have this damn tape? You paid them, but now you're a victim of this? Get out of here. And then Kim's like, wait, Diddy, do you want your money back? Oh, Lord have mercy. All right. I love doing commentary with you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, KCG. Thank you, thank you. Okay. So as to the Intercontinental Hotel video, Combs has not carried his burden to show that the government leaked it to CNN. Combs argued that the most likely source of the leak is the government, but he doesn't point to any sound base of this conclusion. Yeah, like, how did you conclude? Like, how did you? That's a good point. And I was wondering that when this came out, like, wait a minute. If just because the media has information that you wouldn't know unless you're involved, I guess the court is asking, who did you determine leaked it to the media, right? What happened? And it does seem like a lot of like blanket, things to put out there to confuse the media and to confuse everybody. Okay, so Combs lists 4 reasons for accusing the government, none of which is convincing. First, he argues that the federal agents had already engaged in a months-long campaign of leaking information to the press by May 2024 when CNN video was leaked. So they had a demonstrated propensity to make such leaks. Second, he says that victim 1 is not a likely source of the leak because there's no evidence she has access to the tape. So victim 1 would be Cassie. So they're saying here that Cassie wouldn't have leaked the tape. And she had no motive to approach law enforcement after receiving a substantial 8-figure settlement. So Cassie didn't leak the tape. From Combs in another case. Third, Combs surmises that an unrelated third party is not likely a source because such an individual would not have sold the video instead of simply giving it to CNN. To Combs, the leak shows a motive other than financial profit to damage Combs' reputation to damage Combs' reputation. And finally, Combs suggests that the timing of the leak points to a government source because federal agents would have known that May 17th was a perfect time due to the break in Trump's trial for Barron's Trump high school graduation. So y'all are invited. Okay, so now Trump was involved in that argument, and that's why they leaked it at a perfect time. The maid leaked it. No, she didn't. In response, the government insists it was not in possession of the video when it was aired on CNN, and that the video wasn't procured through the grand jury process. Okay. DHS agents are also unable to issue grand jury subpoenas on their own. The government says that it obtained a copy of the video at the same time as everyone else when CNN released it. Okay, so the government is saying, like, listen, we got the video when everybody watched it. Wow. Listen, the government, you guys better be careful what you're doing out here because the government is watching. I mean, this is the government's internet, or Beyonce's internet, as they like to say. I don't know. That's what they say. But I mean, they're watching, okay? They're always watching us. The government rightfully points out that Combs never considered the possibility that too many people beyond victim one and government agents likely had access to the video, including Combs' team, who paid security officers at the Intercontinental $100,000 in cash to destroy the video, and hotel employees and contractors. An ex parte submission by the government, which the court considers after in-camera review. So see John Doe, where an in-camera submission is the only way to resolve an issue without compromising a legitimate need to preserve the secrecy of the grand jury. It is an appropriate procedure. Presents compelling evidence that CNN's sources was not in fact the government. Okay. So, all right. And importantly, nothing in CNN's presentation of the video even hinted that the source was a government agent. So, can't they just bring in, CNN and have them swear if, like, how do they could say who gave them the video. I mean, if they get them in court, you can leak a source, or like if you're court ordered to do so, to tell the people, like, how'd you get the source? They could do that too. I'm not really understanding what the issue is here. I mean, if they wanted to go that far, but I don't think it's about that. I think they're just kind of throwing rocks at each other. They don't really want to know who leaked the video. They just want to accuse, the government of having done so. I don't know. That's my thought. As to the interviews and quotes attributed to law enforcement agencies, non-disclosures matters occurring before the grand jury. Combs doesn't identify a single article with government sourcing disclosing grand jury material, despite telling the court that several of the leaks explicitly mentioned grand jury proceedings and grand jury ongoing investigation. Okay, Combs argued that matters occurring before the grand jury should be construed broadly to include, in addition to evidence actually presented to the body, also nothing that may tend to reveal what transpired before it, such as summaries of grand jury testimony. But again, no such information is attributed to law enforcement or government sources in the articles. Instead, the articles discuss the searches of Combs' homes, what was found inside, previous allegations against Combs, the charges against him, and the government's future investigatory plans. All of this is part of the ongoing prosecution, not necessarily the grand jury investigation, that can be gleaned without running afoul of Rule 6 from the indictment. Official statements about the investigation, statements in open court, and search warrants. The Second Circuit has been clear that information about a criminal investigation is not covered by rule, yada, 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 without actually discussing matters before the grand jury. Okay, there's a difference between statements by a prosecutor's office with respects to its own investigation and statements by a prosecutor's office with respects to the grand jury investigation. All right, so a lot of quotes here. And some of the articles express or by implication identifies the source of alleged disclosures as one prescribed under the rule. Not all law enforcement agencies of government employees are subject to the same rule. Okay, so some agencies can talk to media because they're not subject to the same rule, and they may also not have been subpoenaed by the grand jury. Okay, that's what it sounds like here. The court is sensitive to Combs' concerns about the publication of stories claiming to disclosure inside information about this case from unnamed federal law enforcement sources who are involved in the investigation. The court was already taking steps in this regard, and it is open to tailor applications for relief. Well, I mean, they already have everything in fucking sealed. Like, we can't even pull half of the things that are under sealed. So, and everything's like redacted. The court once again reminds the government that its agents that if specific information comes to light showing that they leaked prohibited information, actions will be taken. And the court reminds the public that whether the government can prove Combs' guilt in this case will turn on the evidence presented at trial, not in a trial by newspapers. Okay? Signed sincerely, the judge. And that's that. Thank you, thank you. Oh my God, Chico, you've been a member for freaking 2 years? Oh my God. Hold up, y'all. Thank you, Chico. Thank you for supporting my channel that long. Okay. It says, man, hit the like button. Thank you, haters. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So we're always gonna, but why is he blaming the government when Trump wasn't in office at that time? Jessica, that's a great question. I really don't know. Everything always has to be political when it comes to this. In my opinion, the hotel kept the copy and waited at the right moment to resell it. Oh my shorty, what if they resold it to CNN? Could have been. There was a settlement. Cassie got her settlement, and she basically, moved on. But now she is now the witness of a situation. Yes, you have been. Whew, that was a long read. It's a lot. I think that, court documents need to be a little bit more condensed, in my opinion. A little bit more, just condensed. That's it. That's all. That's what I'm going to say about that. All right. That's what I'm thinking. All right. Let's get it together. We got to move on. Okay. So it's not about Liam Payne. So I have 2 hours of a recording that I have to, after I released yesterday's recording, and I said, you know what? I woke up this morning and I said I could do a better job about translating this. These subtitles sucked ass. Everything is in the detail. So fuck it. I'm just gonna bite. I'm gonna translate it as best as I can. It's 2 hours of translation. I'm gonna do what I can to translate it. Okay. So expect a re-upload today of part 1. All right. Expect this gonna be up. There will be a re-upload of part 1. All right. Brian Pius is lying his ass off. I'm going to expose it. That's what I'm going to do. It's pissed some people off. Shout out to Julia and friends who are helping me. No, those subtitles are too much. And I was like, oh, I could do better, but it's 2 hours, y'all. 2 hours. Translating in 2 hours is really hard. Okay. All right. Please note that. And then there's different dialects. Then there's different things, but it's all in the details. Like I said, I got to do better. So I just started working on the first part. So I'm going to do that. I mean, it's 10 minutes. The first 10 or 15 minutes, it's already like at 30 minutes of a video. So I had to go back and translate that. And maybe I'll do it with minimal editing. So I'm not like struggling too much. You know what I mean? It's hard. But I'm gonna do my best. Okay, I promise y'all. So please expect a re-upload on that. Okay. As far as Liam Payne, like I said, I'm waiting for TMZ to release that whole video. I'll review it. I'll probably download it and maybe do a reaction. And put it on YouTube or something. We'll figure it out. It's so hard. But here's the deal, Kim. It's like honestly, it's like the details that he puts out there, it's all about that, and I feel like we're missing that in the subtitles. So I'm going to do my best to redo it. It's not going to be perfect, but I'm going to redo it. So, and it takes time to do it. So yeah, so that video that I dropped yesterday, it's probably going to be on members only, and I'm going to re-upload a different portion of it. Okay. Thank you. Yo, you guys are amazing. That's why I do what I do. Okay. And somebody said, why? Like, just let it be. No, it just doesn't feel right. And if it doesn't feel right, I have to redo it. That's just how I am. Okay. That's what I wanted to say about Liam Payne. Now, I want to, first of all, let me just say this. Okay. Hey guys, I got a shout out, and I was like really happy to get this little shout out over here. The sauce, the sauce, the sauce, the sauce. You guys go subscribe to the sauce, okay? So I didn't know that we got a shout out in their latest upload. Jaguar Red exposes begging for help as Jay-Z prepares to show her, I think it's called, hold up.
Yeah.
The whole thing. Show her his real colors after this. Yeah, shout out to the sauce because they gave us a shout out. And honestly, like, there was something that the sauce said that really like resonated with me. First of all, right now people are going through Jay-Z's alleged victim, okay, the person that's alleged to have been victimized by Jay-Z. The reality and the situation is this: I don't know. I saw a video where another creator was saying, Jay-Z could be lying. Why would Busby put her on in the interview? Why wouldn't Busby vet her? And that's kind of the questions that I have. And I'm gonna be honest with you. She's a Jane Doe, and I hope she stays a Jane Doe. I really hope that she can remember and work with her attorneys to put things together at the very best. Now, at the same time, if she is not a Jay-Z victim, I think that also needs to be clear. It is only fair, right, that people get cleared. At the same time, I love what the sauce said here. He's like, listen, Jay-Z has done his dirt in the industry. Like, it's in his music. He's had beefs here and there. He's been exposed here and there. There's a lot that you could say about Jay-Z. But at the same time, if there are no facts or actual evidence, we can't be going around accusing people of doing a crime that they did not do. And I have daughters. I have a daughter and I have sons. And let me just say this: I would be very heartbroken if something happened to my daughter and she wasn't believed, but I would also be very heartbroken if something happened to my son and they were accused and they didn't do anything. You know what I mean? It's a double-edged sword in general. Like, it just is. And I would never wish it on anybody. But we should be holding people accountable for coming on the internet and making allegations that are untrue or they've been caught in lies for entertainment purposes. There is nothing entertaining about rape. There is nothing entertaining about violating people. There is nothing entertaining about making up a story and then forgetting about it. I do not care. Now, somebody came in my comments on my other Jaguar Right videos and said, "Oh, did you know that it's funny how some of the people that are in your comments here are also over there praising Jaguar Right." Let me tell you something. I know that there are people out there that are fraud, fake, and phonies that will say one thing to your comments and they say something completely different over there. And you know what? That is okay. Okay, that's fine. You believe what you want to believe and stick to what you want to stick to. I don't give a shit if the woman is threatening to investigate me, expose me. I mean, at least people are seeing how xenophobic she is. That somehow I am, what does she call me? Ling Ling? Okay. That's rich coming from a victim advocate, right? That's rich. I don't care. I don't care. My stuff has been put out there. If you're a member, I've exposed myself months ago on a video. I put a lot of things in a video that people have said about me, and I've let that, I've responded to things, I've apologized about things, I've done things different. I have molded and shaped my channel in different ways. But one thing I have never done is come up here on a public platform and accuse somebody of doing something that they did not do. And then instead of standing on the bullshit that was created, not apologize for it, not, lie and double down on the lies. Talking about people did AI videos on you and all this bullshit. Guess what? The only way that a person, there are people out there that don't attack the argument. They attack the person making the argument. And that's an ad hominem. Okay? Attack the argument. But you can't because you don't know how. You can't stand in there. You don't know how. You can't be, the truth is not in you. Okay? And that is okay. That's fine. That's fine. People come and go all the time. Now, let me be very clear. I don't give a shit what she does, what she says, what she exposes. Let her do what she does. Didn't I call this out? If you don't agree with the narrative, she will dox you. If you don't agree with the narrative, she will put crimes on you. Isn't that what she is doing? I called it, didn't I? I told y'all. I called it. Tell me why I knew. Because I've seen the pattern of behavior. It's always like that. Okay. So the sauce, thank you for the shout out. I appreciate you. It's really cool to see, get shouted out like that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I appreciate it. And like I said, y'all can support whoever you want to. It is what it is. At the end of the day, isn't everybody being exposed? Like, all these celebrities are being exposed. All the fake fraud and phonies of the internet are being exposed. I mean, 2024 is quite the year, right? It is. That is what I have to say about that, y'all. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. We're going to be following a lot of this. We're going to do what we're going to do. And, we stand by what we do. All right. Which is what some folks can't even do on the internet sometimes. Right. AI did it. All right, y'all. I'll see you guys on the next one. I got to go translate because that's what I got to do. Y'all, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button. Bye, guys. Bye. Bye, 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 bye.